Let's bring in criminal defense attorney Jo-Anna Nieves now. And let's talk about the controversy started because of the DOJ report finding no client list for Jeffrey Epstein. So let's further that. Walk us through the language of the report and why people are so upset.
Great question. It's because there's so many legal nuances and very intentional positioning of words and word choices in the memo. So we see that they say that there's no incriminating client list and that there's no credible evidence of blackmailing of prominent individuals, or even that they didn't uncover evidence that would predicate an investigation. And so when you hear those words, instead of just a straight, there's no evidence, there's no evidence, there's no investigation, it raises suspicions in the minds of people. And I think the DOJ memo just kind of didn't placate or speak to people's needs in terms of information. It also addressed that there were uncharged third parties that they weren't going to investigate. So it just fanned the flames and caused this unrest because people were looking for answers. The client list was hyped up, and now they're being told to pull it back, and there's an attempt to shut it down.
Okay, so a judge would need to make the final decision about whether the Epstein grand jury testimony can actually be released. So walk us through that. What does that process look like? It doesn't happen overnight.
Oh, no, absolutely not. So before the president can't just order the release of the files, a formal motion would need to be submitted to the court for review. People involved, especially victims who may be named in there, would be given an opportunity to object and be heard. And then a judge would make a ruling based on a legal standard of particularized need. So if the public interest doesn't outweigh, the default of privacy and secrecy, these records aren't coming out. And I don't know that they're going to be very helpful or going to speak to what it is that people are looking for. I mean, it's grand jury testimony that was focused on the prosecution of Epstein more so than his associates and conspirators.
Jo-Anna Nieves. Jo-Anna, great information. Thanks so much.